Hey there! Hey, it's Casey Cole Corbin, and Merry Christmas to you. I'm just plugging in my mic. Hopefully that improves. All right, so I have my Christmas garb on and my Christmas background because this is a Christmas present. I wanted to share with you how to do practical contentment. Practical contentment, what's that? Well, let's learn about that together. And this is my 2020 Christmas present to you. All right. There we go. So practical contentment. What does it look like? What in this very short? This is probably about 15 minutes, maybe. I'm going to teach you what practical contentment is, and then also be how to gain practical contentment practices and exercises in your life, and then how to maintain practical contentment. It's kind of hard to say for the rest of your life. Now, contentment may feel like happiness, but it is much better than just being happy. Happy comes from the same root word as happenings, and so it's circumstantial. And if your circumstances are good, then you're happy, but if your circumstances are bad, then you're not. And so we have that up and down part about being happy, but if we're content, that can be a steady all across the line. Matter of fact, contentment kind of shows up best whenever we're going through some hard circumstances and we're still content. And so that can be a telltale sign that we're doing something right in that. So being content in failure. So it's very easy to be happy in successful times, but it requires practice and discipline to be content at times of failure. Learning to be comfortable with failure allows us to take more risks. Taking healthy risks is necessary for being successful. And so in some ways, the more that you practice contentment, the more you are able to increase your potential to be successful in all areas of your life. So that could be business, or regarding your finances or your income, or it could be relationships and a lot of other important things that are in your life. Practicing contentment is not necessarily adding something to your life. In fact, it might have a lot more to do with subtracting or taking things away. And you may have heard about the popularity of people becoming minimalists and living with fewer things. And so it might be worth it for you to take a note right now to research minimalism and doing more with less. What contentment is not. Contentment is not giving up or giving in. I think that word, I'm content with what I have, is has been got a negative connotation on the word contentment. It's not staying the same or not challenging ourselves to improve. No, we are actually more successful in making changes in our life out of a place of contentment than being in a place of unhappiness. Our motivation when we feel that we have to change because we're miserable, that's kind of a fear-based motivation. We're trying to fix something that is wrong. A much better motivation for doing the right thing is love-based, is that we want to do it out of love. We want to make things better, particularly if we are doing effort to improve things, not necessarily for ourselves, but for other people. So practical contentment practices include, first of all, trusting yourself. This has to do with trusting your instincts, trusting who you are, trusting that you can do this. And then the next thing is about being non-judgmental. And so you want to have an attitude of being content, and instead of looking at other people and other circumstances and as something that you need to be derogatory about, right? And it's also involving forgiving and releasing bitterness. So if we have any issues of unforgiveness, we want to release those. We want to live in a life that is full of forgiveness. And then embracing imperfections. We want to kick imperfection to the curb. That is not good. All right. And the next part is about being in the here and the now. And so we want to not be future-oriented or past-oriented. Instead, what we want to do is we want to be in the here and now and being content with the here and now. We want to reduce stress and we want to remove stressors. And so if there's some big stressors in your life, you might have a plan for getting that out of your life. And But mostly it's an internal work where we deal with our stress on the inside and deal with it better. One possible way of doing that is meditation. And so meditation is a good daily practice to be in. Then accepting people and situations just the way that they are and not taking any action necessarily to change them. So we just accept the circumstance and the situation the way that it is at face value, not necessarily feeling like we need to be the hero that comes in to save the day. And then lastly is being aware of your motivation. We talked a little bit about this before is, am I motivated to do the things I'm doing right now out of fear, or am I motivated out of love? And so I have a worksheet that's available to you. I'll put a link into the bottom of this or in the comments area here in the notes for you to be able to sign up for it. For the next week, it's going to be, or let's just say December. For December, it's going to be free, and there won't be a cost. Once you get it, you have access to it and any other units that I now add into this particular course on practical contentment. And so you can print it out and fill it out. You can see it on your screen here where there's blanks, or you can just maybe print it out and hang it up somewhere to run it as like a mental checklist. And you can see how this can work. So the first thing you ask yourself is, I love. What do I love? Who do I love? Think about those things that you love. And then a list of gratitude, what you're thankful for. I am thankful for, and you would just, list some practical things that you're thankful for, maybe a never-changing list of things. Maybe you have, maybe even create like a mantra of things that you're thankful for that you memorize. Both of those would work very well. And then I'm in awe of. In that moment of the day, what are you in awe of? I'm in awe of this beautiful weather. I'm in awe of the sun. I'm in awe that God creates plants to reproduce and how amazing that is. And then list 5 things that you're grateful for in your life right now. And then 5 things that I'm grateful that are not in my life right now. Maybe there's some things that you've worked out or that used to be in your life that are no longer there and you're grateful for that. Or maybe you've just heard about other people that have to contend with some things that you're just grateful that you don't have to deal with that. And then the last thing is, although it's not finished yet, I like how blank is progressing in my life right now. So, we're not done yet. We have progress, not perfection. We are all aware of things and situations in our life that we're working on. But we can be thankful and grateful for where we are in the process and that we are making that progress. All right. Well, this is Casey Cole Corbin. Please check out the link for the free product about practical contentment, and I'd love for you to get that. It won't cost you a thing. You'll just be able to get free access to my site where you can download this handout and probably some other things that will be helpful to you too. Merry Christmas.